This news update is brought to you by
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Today update for Tuesday, June 10th, 2014. I'm Kmar Jordan. Good evening. We begin with news of a bus accident this morning that has left 13 people injured. The accident occurred around 10:45 at Tates Road at the junction with Workman's in St. George. Police say the injured were all passengers aboard a Transport Board bus driven by 35-year-old Sonetta Bennett, which was en route to Bridgetown at the time with 15 passengers on board. The bus driver reportedly maneuvered to avoid a collision with another vehicle and struck a curb. Medical and other emergency personnel responded to the accident. The injured passengers, who complained of minor injuries, were transported to the nearby Glebe Polyclinic. The left front of the omnibus was also extensively damaged. Meantime, a Jamaican man appeared in the Oistins Magistrates Court this morning where he pleaded guilty to several drug-related charges. He is 46-year-old Linton Hugh Grant, who will have to pay a $10,000 fine forthwith or spend 2 years in prison for a charge of possession. He also faces a $20,000 fine or 2 years in jail for trafficking. Grant was also convicted, remanded and discharged on charges of possession with intent to supply and importation. In other news, political strategist Hartley Henry is urging Barbadians to keep a close eye on the Antigua and Barbuda general elections. Henry, who's working with the main opposition Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, which last held power in 2004, says the outcome of the elections could have implications for Barbadian-owned businesses, as well as regional carrier Liat, which is majority-owned by Barbados. Henry believes there are also some lessons for the country.
You're basically seeing a political scenario unfolding that could very well have it provides some insight and implications for in terms of the unfolding Barbados situation, because Antigua, even though they have had their own experiences as far as twiddling with the tax systems and what have you, the reality is that the economic DNA of the two countries right now are quite similar.
Meantime, former Barbados Prime Minister Owen Arthur tells the opposition Barbados Labour Party a change of strategy is needed now if it is to form the next government. And he's recommending that the party recruits a blend of experienced and young politicians to successfully take it forward. Addressing supporters at the weekend, the former BLP leader maintained that Barbados is facing a crisis, but he says confidence can only be restored by competent leadership.
The Barbados Labour Party at every juncture has put together a team, a blend of youthful energy and proven experience. And what lies before us now is that imposing legacy of the Barbados Labour Party, if it is thrown away, will make sure that this party too will be a failed institution that will fail this country.
Make him a national hero. The principal of the University of the West Indies, Sir Hilary Beckles, is today calling for consideration to be given to the naming of an 11th national hero. And his pick for the highest national honor is Athol Edwin Seymour Lewis, affectionately known as T.T. Lewis. Sir Hilary made the call during a press conference to announce details of an upcoming play depicting the life and work of the late politician.
I would like to imagine that when the time comes, when the government and people of Barbados are reflecting upon additions to the pantheon of national heroes, that Mr. Athol T.T. Lewis be given primary consideration. I say this for a number of reasons. T.T. Lewis was arguably the founder of almost every political party in modern Barbados.
Lewis was born in 1905 and died in St. Lucia in 1959. So Hillary says his extraordinary contribution has been overlooked over the years, but he believes his addition to the list of national heroes would make that list a perfect circle. And for those who are interested in learning more about Lewis, you can catch the play, which premieres on June 25 at the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination, themed No Country for a White Hero.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
My dad means everything to me. He's my friend, he's my pillar, he's my role model, he's always there. I'm celebrating my dad this Father's Day with Barbados today. So can you? Write a letter telling us why your dad is #1 to love at Barbados today.bb and get a chance to win a Samsung Tablet 3. Enter now, the deadline closes on June 12.
On the regional scene, Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony of St. Lucia is to address the nation tonight on the country's economic situation. This after the teachers' union today rejected the government's proposals for a 5% wage cut. And reports out of Castries suggest there are a number of other unions due to follow suit. The government has for the past few weeks been meeting with unions to discuss ways of cutting the island's 76 million EC dollar deficit. The next round of talks with the unions is scheduled for Friday, at which time the unions are expected to formally respond to the government's cost-cutting proposals. Further afield, another violent attack on a U.S. campus leaves one student dead. According to police, a shooter walked into the Oregon High School this morning and shot the student before turning the gun on himself, making it the third episode of gun violence to shake a U.S. academic campus in less than 3 weeks. The school is currently on lockdown. And on that very sad note, we end the 6 p.m. update. But you can join us again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. Subscribe to our e-paper or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Kmar Jordan. Have a great evening and join us again tomorrow morning.
This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.